Alright, let's now discuss minions. This color green egg, something like object which floats around. Okay, so this minion, this is very important, guys, because it makes us tougher in PvP events like the red versus blue, the duel, and any PvP related events. Okay? So, this minion has three stats: Minion HP, Minion Mastery, and Minion Reduction, which we will be discussing later. Okay? And then for your minions, it also have this, what do you call this? Skills. So, Wind Star Hex. Okay? So, additional stats for your minions. Okay? And it can also wear some gears. Okay, make sure you wear all these gears, and then you can merge these gears so you can rank them up. Like this one, it's currently color blue, the others are just green, and I am missing a candle. Okay, because I haven't got it yet. So you can get this on cross server world boss, brigade boss. Okay, and yeah, mostly on the events. All right. So, let's discuss the importance of this by discussing the stats of PvP. Okay? Let's discuss the PvP stats, guys. So, in here, in PvP, so there you go. So, we have the Minion HP, Minion Mastery, and other stats as well. Okay? So, let's go through this one by one. Minion HP, okay? This is the HP of your minion, of course. Minion Mastery, so the physical attack power. So basically, this is just a way for you, for the Dragon Hunters to inflict damage to a minion. Okay, the higher the Minion Mastery, the more damage you can inflict on the minion. So that's the importance of it. Normal attack doesn't. Your attack without Minion Mastery will not affect the minion HP. Okay, it will be the Minion Mastery that will affect the Minion HP when you're attacking the other players. Okay? And then we have Minion Reduction. Okay? Basically, this is the reduction. This is to reduce the reduction that we will take. Okay? That the Dragon Hunters or your character will take. Okay? That's Minion Reduction. Okay? So, this one makes you tougher. Okay? Minion Reduction Negation, basically, this is to negate this Minion Reduction. Okay? For example, alright, so I have 100 Minion Reduction, and then you're trying to attack me, and you have Minion Reduction Negation 100. So, the Minion Reduction that I have will be negated because you have 100 for the reduction negation, and I have 100 for minion reduction. Okay, so it will be negated. So that's the purpose of it. So for this instance, for example, you have this 456 minion reduction negation, then it means that I only have 2.9k minion reduction left. Okay, just in case if you have 456 minion reduction negation. Okay, so that's the use of it. Later we will check the calculation. Okay. So next, we also have secondary reduction, okay, on our minions. Basically, if you remember, we have Magicites, right? So skills and Magicites. So we have this secondary damage, okay, secondary damage. So these are called secondary damage. If we go back to our stats, so we can also have secondary reduction, guys. So basically, this reduces the damage coming from the secondary damage or from your Magicites. Okay? And then we also have secondary reduction negation, just to negate that secondary reduction. Okay? So there's always the opposite side, or to counter that reduction in Draconia Saga. There's always a stats to counter that stats that you have. Okay? Next is all class enmity. Okay? Basically, this increases the damage that you dealt to enemy players. Okay, so if you have high class enmity, basically you can inflict more damage to players. Of course, we have all class resistance to negate that, right? So if you have, for example, I have 12.5% and then I'm attacking you and you have 10% resistance, meaning I can only inflict 2.5%, okay, of class enmity to you. Okay, just 2.5% additional damage. Alright? So if we check the PVP, this will contain all the calculations. If we check in here, so class damage modifier, so these are the enmity. So class enmity rate minus class resistance rate. So class enmity rate, because sometimes you have this specific enmity rate to dancers, to lancers, so that's the purpose of it. The dancer, lancer enmity rate, so it means that you have more damage to them. But it will be checked as well the resistance rate. Okay, so again, if you have class enmity rate of 100%, but the resistance of your enemy is 50%, then you can only inflict 50% more damage. Okay, 50% more damage to your enemy instead of 100% because he has resistance to it. 50% resistance. Okay, so in here on the calculation, we're just subtracting enmity rate with the resistance rate. Very simple, right? So next is we have the final minion damage reduction. So the reduction of our minions. Okay, so minion reduction rate. Okay, this is your this is the target's minion reduction. So for example, I'm trying to attack you. I'll be checking the minion reduction rate on your end. And then this one, attacker's minion reduction negation. So this is me. Okay, so for example, I am attacking you. So I have so you have reduction rate of 100%, but I have negation of 50%. Then you will only it will only give you 50% less damage. Okay, because I have this negation rate. So that's the use of it. So again, it's just your minion reduction rate, so the target, the enemy, and then minus to the negation rate that I have. Okay? So if I have 100%, again, if you have 100%, and then I have 50% negation rate, then you will only have 50% damage reduction using your minion. Okay? So for the final damage, so we have this calculation. Okay? So if we have damage of 1,000, for example, and then we have one plus class damage modifier. So basically, we will just multiply the final damage of 1,000 to our class damage modifier. So we will add more damage into it. For example, we have 50%. So this will be 1.5. So 1,000 times 1.5 equals 1,500. Okay, so your damage now is 1,500 because of the class damage modifier. Okay, but we will also calculate the final minion damage reduction. Okay, so the final minion damage reduction, for example, you have 100% minion reduction rate, and then I have 50% minion reduction negation rate. So you will only have a final of 50% final minion damage reduction. Okay, so what will happen here is 1 minus 0.5, so it will be 0.5. Okay, so 1,500 times 0.5 equals 750. So 750 is my final damage to you. Okay, so that's how it works. Okay, so there's a lot of mathematics in here, but I hope it clears out how to utilize these PvP attributes and the benefit of your minion. Alright, good luck guys!